in those. So no, we don't know. And actually, we are facing these new, how do you say? I can say the new. I can't remember the name in English. The new COVID, virus, because they are different. Yeah. So and we are having a lot of them now new, coming from UK and from South Africa and Brazil. So it's a mess.
Yeah, I think it's a mess everywhere at the moment. So we have all challenging times ahead of us to stay safe and stay healthy and stay focused on the positive, I think, as well. Because we do see other things also here now that the community, I think in the village that I live there, I see that we as a community are closer to each other than before. You take more time to say hello to somebody if you see somebody than before. So those are good things to keep. But hey, good luck the coming time, and as I said, hopefully a lot of rain.
Yes, thank you. The same also everywhere. Thank you.
Hello, good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Hey Norbert, good morning.
Good morning, Anna. Bart, you are in Arizona?
Yes, I'm walking through the desert and
very good.
Driving in my car. I parked it over here.
Okay, your big V8.
It was 3 years ago.
Oh wow! Yeah, magnificent.
And the funny thing was that we drove to the other side. So and there were people standing in the middle of the street. So we parked our car, and my wife was driving, and I stand out. She has seen this view already in her mirror, but I didn't see anything. So I stepped out the car and I turned around, and then I saw this view. So, well, I took my camera and I went to the middle of the road and made this picture. So that's, I think this is still a nice story.
It is, yeah, it's magnificent.
Yeah.
Magnificent. Hello, good morning, Ute.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. See my colleagues already. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Ute.
Hi, Judith. Nice to see you in this surrounding.
Nice to see you all.
Yes.
Have I to do anything?
No.
No. Okay.
No, well, actually, no, don't relax too much. I think they have some surprising business for us today.
Yeah.
Haven't we? Yeah. Did you introduce yourself, or Judith is the representative of the voluntary membership-based professional association of employers who manage educational institutes. It has collective bargaining capacity. So this is a very important person for me and for us and for Austria.
Thank you very much.
Well, and she is an excellent lawyer. So whenever anything troubles us, she's the one that manages.
All right.
She comes from labor.
Try.
Well, you managed, I know. Yeah. You know, well, we are in that surrounding, you know. Norbert is Norbert, who leads today, is well known to our company since years, isn't it, Norbert? You're working together with Pepe Stockinger since 20 years? How long? God, we're getting old, don't we?
Terrible.
Okay. Gabriele is on already. Gabriela?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, morning. Darling.
Hello.
Nice to see you. There's no camera on, you know? Gabriela?
Yes, I know.
No, okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Hello.
Okay, also wann das da kommt, dann muss wann da steht.
Hello, Doris.
Hallo.
Doris. Rogens is with us as well. Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Lovely. Also an important stakeholder for us for this project, Doris Bolzer, who is the CEO of Rogens company. And they manage health promotion, prevention, therapy, education training for people in all walks of life. Isn't that correct?
Yes. Perfect. Perfect explanation. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. Just to make sure everybody knows. And these are some of our stakeholders. I mean, how many people do you have on the screen at the moment, Norbert? Are we going to see all of them?
No. I don't. Well, there is this gallery theater view, but we have about 50 people that have accepted the invitation. So I don't know if Teams can manage that. I don't know.
Yeah, the gallery view might manage this, isn't it?
Yes, we can try.
At the beginning, maybe, just to make sure that we have all, that we are going to see them all.
It has this together mode.
Yeah.
And then we're like in a theater, all of us.
Yeah. Maybe it would be lovely. I think you have to manage, Robert, otherwise.
Well, with Teams, it depends if your organization hosts it or not. So you have like a guest view or
gallery, yes.
Yeah, so that's a little bit the thing.
No, there is all together mode. There's all together. Here we are, all together mode. So we are much more than only.
Yes, yes.
I see Ingrid. Ingrid, hi.
Hi.
Hi, nice to see you. And she's an associated partner from us, PBRZ.
Welcome. Welcome. So what's the time? Do we start? Yes. It's let's start. So welcome. My name is Norbert Rupert. I'm the coordinator of this project. And before I start talking, I would like to us to agree on a number of rules of engagement. And that is that I would like to ask you all to switch off your microphone. There is the chat function within Teams. If you have any comments or any questions, please put them in there. So please switch off your microphone. It's on the normally if you use a computer, it is on the top right. There is a little camera and a little microphone, and if you click on that, your microphone will be switched off. So please check that. You can leave your camera on or off. That is, it can also depend on your bandwidth, but that is completely up to you. I always like to see the people I talk to, but well, that I leave to you. So, welcome to the kickoff meeting of the Erasmus Plus project, Vitality for the Future. A kickoff meeting that is at least 6 months late. But I will explain a little bit more about that. But I am very happy that we are able to do this in difficult circumstances. Like Ute Schultz was saying, I've been doing this for many years, and it's the first time I'm doing a kickoff online. So yeah, we will just wait and see how it goes, but I'm glad that you all joined, and I hope it will be an interesting program for all of you. We will first have a little introduction of our college and of the director of our sports college and the Vitality campus. Then I will tell a little bit about the project, very briefly. Then Stefan will go into positive health. And then we will have a little discussion in smaller groups. We will go into breakout rooms and discuss that. And then we will finish with a kind of a panel conversation on what does this project mean for us? What can we possibly achieve? And somehow nobody expected this and nobody wanted this, but it seems to me to be the right project at the right time. I think that if we can create a mindset where we look at our health in a positive manner, in a broad and general way, I think we can achieve a lot, because now so much is so negative that it's good to have a positive message as well. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and I will now give the floor to our college director, Bas van der Brand, and he will share his screen with you. Bas,
Yes.
are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Nora. Thank you. I'm going to share my presentation. I hope it's going to function. Can you react, Norbert, when you see my presentation?
Yeah, it is there. Thank you.
I hope you can see it because I can't. He says, share it. Can you still see it, Norbert?
Yeah.
I can see it, but
yeah.
Okay. Is it now in presentation mode?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Norbert. Good morning, partners of our project Vitality for the Future.
It's gone.
Yes. Is it gone?
It's gone.
Well. I get an error on my screen. Everything functions until we start.
Yes.
I'll try again. Does it seem to open on my side, Norbert? I
will try.
Can you try? Yes.
I can try. Can you see this?
Yes, Norbert, it looks perfect like this.
Okay. You tell me when to put on the next slide, Bas.
Okay. He's reacting still very slowly, but I'll try. Okay. The first slide is visible. Thank you. Again, good morning and welcome to ROC Nederland. It's a bit strange to say that because I was hoping to meet you all live here in Utrecht, but Norbert already explained. explained, my name is Bas van der Brand. I'm the director of the Beauty College and Sports College at ROC Midden-Nederland. And also with some colleague directors, the founder of the Vitality movement at our ROC. The Vitality Lab. Next slide, please, Norbert. Yeah, you can show the pictures throughout. There are 5 pictures. I would like to tell you more about the Vitality movement, but first I want to go back to 15 years ago, from the time we started the Sports Bureau, and a lot of activities with sports, events, and healthy food. And maybe that is our start with our Vitality movement. All our students have sports activities in their curricula, and all our school cafeterias are now closed, but we received a gold plate. That means that 80% of all our food at school applies to the guidelines of the nutrition center. So we're really proud of that. We are a top sport-friendly school. That means that students who are on the national or international talent assigned by their sport association, they can combine their sports with their school program. And with the Sports Bureau, we organize a lot of different events, volleyball, golf, racket games, and we participate in cycle events because, you know, the Netherlands is a cycle land. Our personnel department has many coachings and other programs to stay healthy at work. Most important now in this epidemic area. You can go to the next slide, Norbert. Back in 2005, we also started our vocational college of sports, where we educate our students to become trainers and instructors. And important to say is that the last years, there's a big shift from sports to programs for a healthy lifestyle. So also at our vocational colleges, it's more and more important. Next slide, please. Yeah, you can also put on the first block of text. Like in many other countries, we notice in the Netherlands that there are more and more programs who aim at prevention and amplification of healthy living and a healthy lifestyle. And more people. I think you can put on the next text slide. I can't see it from my perspective. What we see in the Netherlands, and I think in a lot of countries, that more and more people at your age are stressed, more people with chronic diseases, and more is known that a lot of these diseases can be avoided or cured by living a healthy lifestyle. And there's a next text block on the bottom of this slide. Yes, the demand of professionals who can help train and coach other individuals and groups is growing. And we have to make a shift from sick care, it's called in Holland sick care, to healthcare to avoid the problems nowadays. And much more important to make a change for the future. Next slide, please. Besides the national programs, there are also in our city and in our region different initiatives who pursue vitality. And a good example, Health Hub Utrecht. I think there are some partners now in this presentation where professionals and citizens are working together and come with innovations of self-management, prevention, and attract people to work in healthcare. And also the Economic Board is a good example. It's an organization who stimulates with project funds for innovative, healthy, smart, and green actions. So a lot of organizations are pursuing the same problems. Next slide. Later on, we're going to talk about, and you're going to get a glimpse of our Vitality Lab, but it's not the first lab we have at ROC Midden-Nederland. A few years ago, we founded the Future Care Lab. In this picture, you see the mobile Future Care Lab. It's a lab for students and professionals to think about other solutions for healthcare and to combine technique and healthcare in our future care labs. In this picture, you see the mobile future care lab. It's literally a sea container where groups of colleagues from hospitals and nursing homes are challenged to come with new solutions. Next slide, please, Norbert. Very important for us is that in March 2019, we became the first school in the Netherlands who started a partnership with the Institute for Positive Health. And here you see Machteld Huber, the founder of the Institute. The definition of health gives us the abilities to look and to act differently in the challenge of being or becoming healthy. Although you have no complete physical and mental well-being, you can still feel and be healthy, even when you're, for example, in a wheelchair. It's about how you manage and cope your physical and emotional challenges. More about that later on from Stefan in his presentation. Next slide, please. After formulating our ambition and forming a group of colleagues, you can see here the ambition that we stated. We want to be the ROC in the Netherlands for vitality, positive health, and a healthy lifestyle. And we started with 4 colleges: welfare, health, sports, and beauty college. But a lot of other colleges are starting to work together with this ambition. Next slide, please. And this is time that we started using the name, the Vitality Lab. And we try to connect our challenges, try to work together through the region on all the dimensions of vitality. And we try to make a big happening of starting the Vitality Lab. You can show the next slide, please. When we started this this movement, in the short time, a lot of organizations, professional organizations, came on and wanted to join and support our work together in this vitality movement. And these organizations are from the different fields of sports, vitality, health, and welfare. And to work together is, in my opinion, the only way to succeed our movement. And we already start by connecting different projects of the different professional organizations. So the working together is the most successful factor in this movement. Then we go to the opening of the Vitality Lab itself in the next slide. The 15th of October, we wanted to open our lab in a spectacular way by organizing a big symposium. But due to the COVID restrictions, we opened our lab on a small scale with a group of students from different colleges. And we were very glad that Machteld Huber and our ex-Olympier and now chef de mission for the Olympic Games, Pieter van der Hogeband, helped us open our Vitality Lab. And even in a small group, it was a good feeling to kick off our Vitality Lab. And it's a good thing we did this partly online and partly live with a small group of students, because the students are the most important group. We want to learn to use the positive health movement. The next slide, please. Yeah, you can click on. It's a small resume. You can see that we have a vitality lab, a physical lab, but it's far more than just a physical lab. It's an educational program. It's a mobile lab. We started a research line to monitor the effects of our interventions. We are working together with other ROCs to spread the educational programs. I'm very glad now it's international program, And we also start to make programs to educate the people in the working fields of health and welfare, sports and beauty, and a lot of different other colleges. You can go to the last slide, Norbert. I would like to end this presentation by emphasizing the power of working together on this vitality movement. We're now working together in the cities. We start our working together nationally, and I'm very glad we start now over the borders. I thank you for your attention, and I hope to make a vital future together very fast. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bas. Very clear picture of what is happening at the ROC, and I think it shows how this is a comprehensive movement. It's in very different areas, but they are all connected, and it's all part of the same objective. I think this is something that is the future, that we work together, we bring together different fields that perhaps in the past would not have been seen connected, and that's how we move forward. So I will continue sharing my screen, and I will go to the next presentation, if I can do that. I think I first have to stop this, and then I will try again. Yeah. So very, very briefly, a little introduction into our project, and I think it is very important to remember that we wrote this project in autumn 2019, when nobody had heard of COVID-19. The project was approved in autumn of 2020. We were supposed to start on the 1st of September 2020. Please switch off your microphone. But actually, in reality, we only started in December last year. And we are now trying to find a way to achieve our objectives in a corona-proof manner. So, Vitality for the Future is an Erasmus Plus project, KA2, and we set up this project from Utrecht with the idea that many of the issues that are vital in the Netherlands are also important in other countries. And first of all, and it's especially now, is that there is a huge pressure on healthcare. And it's a growing pressure. People are getting older. There is more need for care. There are less young people overall in Europe, but there are also less young people interested in a career in healthcare or in the broader sense. There is also a focus on that you are responsible for your own health, for your own well-being, that you have a role to play in it, and that there is a lot you can do yourself before you need professional support. And that fits in with this idea of healthy living. That is a way how you can ensure your own well-being. And healthy living is much more than taking a pill, even if it is a vitamin pill. It is much more about also your physical well-being, your mental health well-being, your social well-being, etc. And Stefan will go much deeper into that later on, but it's a very, very interesting aspect. So we are with 5 countries. We are with Austria, with Romania, with Finland, with Portugal, and with the UK. We have a mix of partners, both vocational institutions, schools, but also a professional organization in healthcare. We have the Institute of Positive Health. So it's a nice mix of partners. But it's even nicer if we look at our associate partners, because there we have social care institutions, we have the municipalities, we have care homes, we have a whole mix of partners that will help us, hopefully, to achieve our objectives. And these objectives, oh, sorry, I will leave this one. The objectives are that we want to create a new way of thinking in healthcare, in the broadest sense, both in vocational education, so that our young people are trained with a much broader perspective, but also for those that are at the moment in work in the vitality sector. So it's a really a broad group. Of course, we can only do that if we support our teachers, our staff, to follow up on this change. So a big part of this project is also how can we train our teachers in this thinking about positive health. And the third important element is that the ROC Midden-Nederland, for example, has 18,000 students in many more areas than in the vitality sector. We also have them in business administration, in engineering, in tourism, hospitality, etc., etc. These young people, the citizens of the future, can also take on board this thinking about positive health and can take their own responsibility in taking on a positive health. So we don't want to narrow this down only to those working in the vitality sector. We want to reach out to all the young people through an educational program so that they are aware of their own possibilities and their own responsibilities. So hopefully, at the end of this project, which is supposed to be at the end of 2022, well, let's wait and see if we manage. We at least have certainly the eagerness to achieve it. We want to have developed a training module for students and workers in the vitality sector. Secondly, we want to have citizenship education, so that is a broad education to all young people, all students, that includes thinking about their own positive health. We want to have achieved training materials for teachers, and that's a little bit, well, I think that's we didn't plan this corona pandemic, but I'm sure with this last result, the lessons that we can perhaps start to learn from this pandemic will go into how can we develop vocational education in the vitality sector in a future-proof manner. That also includes our experiences from this pandemic. So that's it's not it's more about thinking about developing new ideas than that it would be very concrete. So that's the last thing we would like to achieve. Very briefly, hopefully soon we will have a website where you will be able to have more information on the project, and where you can also ask questions. I will now give the floor to Stefan, and he will take us into the world of positive health. I will stop sharing my screen, Stefan, and I give you the floor.
Thank you, Norbert. Hi, everyone. My name is Stefan Hermsen. I'm, for a large part of the week, I'm a program manager in primary healthcare here in the Netherlands, but also I'm associated to the Institute of Positive Health, where I train professionals, but also a lot more citizens in regions on the concept of positive health. And I think Bas already told you what the definition is, the new definition is, and I think this is something that that Martelt Huber, when she came up with this concept for us, she did that in an international context as well. So I know this to be a more international concept than it is a Dutch concept at the moment, because we've been working together with countries like Iceland or Belgium as well to see how this translates to them. And I think then if you just take the words again to yourself, you know, the ability, health as the ability to adapt and to self-manage. I think this period is a time that we all have been challenged to do that. And I'm not going to show you a presentation, but I'm just going to take you in a short, brief story, because there are videos on YouTube where you, in English, can have a short explanation on how this concept came into being. But I would like to illustrate the concept a bit more with two examples. And I think the first example is that I, in my past, worked at a health insurance company, where in a region I was the purchaser for primary healthcare and elderly healthcare, and basically the healthcare there in that region. And that's when I met, or I saw Martelt the first time. And I remember sitting in the room with a lot of people and her showing a presentation of a health survey that is done here every few years. We do that, a public health institution in the Netherlands takes this survey in every region. And in this region, you could see it was a region, it's a provincial region in Holland with a small provincial city, Boxmeer, and there was a lot of frailty. You could see within the elderly group that they had loneliness, that there was problems in their environment, that in the neighborhoods there were issues on security, that there were issues on what we call livability. You know, how can you actually live in your neighborhood? And after that, she actually showed with her concept the same region, a health study where she went to look where the resilience was in that region, and with the same people that reacted to both surveys, you could see two completely different perspectives. And I think that is the challenge, one of the challenges that we have. I think Norbert clearly showed us that we have that challenge, that we are asking people to take responsibility for their health. But it's not something that you can just give to somebody. We as a system influence how people can take that responsibility. And when we are focused on control, on risk avoidance, on illness, on not making mistakes, then we see that health is something that is very difficult to achieve for a lot of people in our society. If you are cognitive, if you have a higher education, if you have higher health literacy, you can find your way in our healthcare system. And I've heard this when talking to people in other countries, that this is the same. So what I find very interesting is not that, is this the right definition or not? And I think this is probably the part of the project that we're in, but to understand what do we in different cultures mean with adapting, or what do we mean with self-management, you know, because I think that's where our differences are. I'm not completely Dutch. my other half is South African, so I know my African self has a very different view on adapting than my Dutch self has on adapting, because those contexts are completely different. So that's very important to understand, that I think Martel didn't give us a definition as much as a framework to evolve and to change our systems in to support better health. Because my second example is a primary health doctor in that same region who was on the point of closing his practice. He was burnout, couldn't handle the work anymore, because basically we're in a shift where we're taking care out of hospitals into the neighborhood. So this primary healthcare of us is under pressure a lot more, because our elderly are coming back into neighborhoods, the people with psychiatric issues are coming back into the neighborhoods, and they are basically the people who are helping them. And their solution up until now was just getting more healthcare workers in there. So his practice had evolved from him being there with his assistant to having 4 nurses and 3 extra doctors to help him out with all the issues. And he didn't see the work getting any less, because he was working from that paradigm of solving illness. And he got to the point that he said, I need to switch this. And he switched his perspective from talking about frailty to looking where the vitality and the resilience of people are, connecting more with other domains, with social domains, with welfare, with other people. And in his region, I believe that the referrals to the hospitals went down by 25%. And people felt more healthy. He needed less people in healthcare, and he could actually do a lot more there. I think those are two examples where we see in healthcare where positive health has made an impact on us thinking about how we look at health. So this isn't something that we have achieved. This is something that we are in at the moment. And to illustrate, I have a small film, a movie from YouTube. A lovely example out of Sweden basically about changing habits. So I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully this will go as it's supposed to go. And I'll just put on, Norbert, if you can just give me a thumbs up, because I see you in my screen if it works.
Yeah, I can see it.
Now that's a short example of changing habits. Obviously, I don't know if any of you know this or have seen this before, but I think also, again, positive health is more than just another definition. It's also challenging people in fun ways, in other ways, trying to get another paradigm in there, because we know that our normal Dutch way, I'm going to speak for us Dutch people now, is to hang up signs explaining to people that it's healthy to use the stairs, and not succeeding in getting people to use the stairs. So basically, by changing it and using fun in there, they accomplish this a lot easier. So positive health is even maybe more about doing things differently than talking about how doing things differently. So that's I think very important for me, and I think the example that I want to share for this, how I see it back now with COVID, is I believe that they started a research between the first and the second COVID period in our elderly care homes, because not only in the Netherlands, but I believe in Europe, we're also seeing that people have actually, their health has improved in some elderly healthcare facilities. And it's interesting to understand why. And I believe that in some of the institutes that we have spoken to, that I know of, that they say it's because now people have gotten more purpose. Before, we had people there caring for them and they weren't allowed to do a lot of things, and we were trying to avoid them to fall, and we were trying to avoid them to getting ill or being lonely. And now, basically, first of all, the healthcare workers were primarily busy with the elderly. They weren't distracted because everybody understood that registration wasn't important, that there weren't people there, their family weren't there, the volunteers weren't there. So people could focus on the elderly, and also the elderly could do more things. They had more purpose in their care homes. And obviously there are a lot of care homes where their health has not improved, but it's interesting, I think, to go and look how what we do in that environment, what that does to people's health. And that is basically what I tried to show with this movie as well. Now, this is my brief introduction into positive health. What I wanted to do now is to show you a movie that Alex Jans, who is here also today, the project manager from the ROC, made to show you the Vitality Lab, because we obviously can't do it physically. We would normally say, come on, let's go walk through it and everybody can touch and see and feel and look at it. But now we tried the next best things. So Alex with students from the ROC made this movie. It's about 7 to 8 minutes. And then after that, we'll be going out into breakout rooms and there'd be a lot more interaction with you as well. So we'd be very interested to hear how you feel about that. So the last listening and sitting part of this of the session will be this movie. So I'll just share my screen again.
Hello, my name is Alex Jansen. I'm the project leader of the Vitality movement inside ROC Midden-Nederland. I will show you our lab. We have a lab where we have the 6 dimensions for vitality, for positive health. And we will show the students, also our teachers, what a dimension means. And neurologically, we are trying to make a different connection by giving an experience for each dimension. We'll show you the dimensions. The first dimension is the body. In Dutch, mijn lichaam. And we have the fit quiz. On the iPad, you get a question, and you get a question on this side. But the answer you have to give on the other side. So you run to the other side, and you give an answer. The answer is wrong. Here you get a new question, and you run to the other side. That is what you do for 1 minute, and we teach something about the body, vitamins, sleeping, sports, but also you are active. So there's something happening with your heart rate, inside your body, and that together gives information about the dimension, the body. The next dimension is about feelings, about the head. We have a game with brains. You get information about a person, and the person is also doing something, and this is an experience built by our students. You get some information about the person, and you have to search the state of mind from that person. So, for instance, I think it's insomnia. So, you can open up the brain, there's a number under the brain, and you can go back, put the number in, and you get the wrong or the right answer and information. And so you can do all the state of minds. It teaches you about the different state of minds there are. And also there's information about the dimension on all the plates. So for each experience there is information for the students and for the teachers and our other visitors about the dimension. Another dimension is the tree of life, we call that. And at the tree of life you are thinking about the future. What do you want to be or gain in the future? And first you think about it, then you write it on a piece of paper, and then you can share it with the tree. Inside the tree, there's a person, and he asks about your dream. And then you can share your dream with the tree. I want to be very successful, for instance. And then it's okay, and then the tree gives you the first step you may take, or you can take, to achieve your goals in the future of life. So you are thinking about the future and what you want to be achieving. Another dimension is the social dimension. You need other people to connect with, to share with. Loneliness is one of the parts in this dimension. And what we are doing in this dimension is you are going to make a picture together with other people. You can make a selfie, a group selfie, with stuff you can put on, like hats or masks. You can choose the background. You're going to stand against the green screen, and then you make a picture. How do you see yourself at that picture, and what was the process to come to the picture and the construction of that picture? So it's also in the process, working together, also how do you see yourself on that picture. And you can print the picture out, and they can take it at home as a remembering of the visit on the Vitaliteitslab. The next one is a quiz. We all have to make decisions in our lives. And in this quiz is about your daily functioning. It's about the money, about planning, time management, and it's all coming together in a picture in a sort of diagram which gives you information. What are you doing very good, and where are the possibilities of improvement? And you get questions about focus, about relaxation, but also about the choices you make for work, time management, money, and all sort of things. So that's why we also have the sign on the wall. The next dimension is a quality of life. And we have a game, it's called Mind Ball. And what's going to happen here is there are two persons sitting. They put this on their heads with sensors, and they are trying to move this ball to the other side just by thinking. So they have to focus on the ball, but also keep relaxation in their head. And The headband is measuring brain activity, and the better the brain activity is, the better the ball is moving to the other side, and so you can win the game from the other one. Very nice game, great success here in the lab. With the design of the Vitality Lab, which we did with partners in surroundings, we try to make an experience which is challenging for the students and other visitors of the Vitality Lab, which is they learn, which is fun to do. It looks fun and it is also fun. So that was the most important thing for the design of the Vitality Lab. And with the experiences we have now with the first groups we had in the Vitality Lab, was very positive. They all think it looks great. It challenges the students to be active with the different dimensions, and they are learning about the dimensions of positive health. So for now, it's a great success, and we hope to get it in the rest of Europe. So thank you very much, and when there are any questions, just stay in touch.
Okay, that was the Alex showing us the Vitality Lab, and I think I'd really like to go now with COVID. Obviously, it's not. I don't live in a different city, but when it's possible, I'm going to experience it myself, and I hope that we can all join there once and experience it. And I think I just want to end with maybe this is a personal insight. I don't think this is something that has been researched. I don't know, but I also think that we should think about vocational education, and people who take vocational education and go into healthcare or other sectors, they are people who mostly learn better by doing than by theoretical concepts, because most of the training activities that I do is in elderly care with people who just come into rooms, help people with their daily chores, help people with things like that, and they're not going to have a very cognitive talk to a family member or to the elderly about their positive health. So it's in doing things, I think, that I would really like to see how this translates into all these cultures, and how we can use this to actually better educate our healthcare workers and our citizens in understanding a concept without them knowing the definition, because I don't think that's the most important part. So that's what I think, what I wanted to share with you. Bart, maybe you can take over from here and explain to everybody how we're going to do the breakout rooms. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you. Well, Stefan, thanks so much. And Alex, thanks so much for making this video clip. I think we have listened enough, and that's for our brains very difficult to to work out all the information. So I think it's time to share our thoughts, and therefore we go to breakout rooms. Within any seconds, you go automatically go to your own breakout room, and then there are some facilitators who will help us follow the dialogue together to inform each other, to talk about who we are and what we think about what we have heard a couple of minutes ago. So I would like to invite you to go out and to go to your breakout room. You don't have to do anything because it's organized automatically. And within 30 minutes, 40 minutes, we go back to this central place and we will finish this session. So I hope to see you within 40 minutes back, and I wish you a nice conversation in your own breakout room with some colleagues or some other people. See you later.